Waste to Water Sports, ahoy! Welcome back as Super Rugby action continues. So excited for this one. I'm excited because I think it's going to be a smoky for game of the round. Time will tell, of course, but the Fijian Drua versus the Brumbies. Probably expect the Brumbies to win this one, but I've gone for Fiji Drua. I mean, an absolutely stacked home crowd ready to cheer on their boys. Here's hoping they can get the job done. Welcome along, Waste to Water Sports, live on YouTube, live on TikTok, live on Facebook, live on Twitch, everywhere you can find us. Thule, welcome along there, ahoy, let's go. We're about 5 minutes away from kickoff, Fijian Drua versus the ACT Brumbies. Round one of Super Rugby continues, looking forward to it. It's been great so far. We saw a cracker between the Crusaders and the Hurricanes. And then we saw a very topsy-turvy game between the Highlanders and the Waratahs. The young Highlanders team put up an epic display. Solid on defense. Really pressured a Wallabies-laden Waratahs team. I think that took the Waratahs by surprise. Took me by surprise. I was expecting New South Wales to win quite comfortably. But we got a very exciting game, unfortunately, for the young Highlanders. Just the game went for just 10 seconds too long. You've got a feel for them, but they put a hell of an effort in. Mitchell Villa Sport, ahoy there. And then, of course, coming up immediately following that, well, not immediately, but after this game, there will, of course, be the continuation of Super Rugby. A big game. It's the grand final rematch, the Blues versus the Chiefs. And then later on, we're switching over to Rugby League as the Indigenous All-Stars take on the Maori All-Stars. I mean, I'm excited, but I'm getting tired just thinking about it. 3 games back to back to back. Should be a good lot of fun. Starting, of course, with this one. Fijian Drua. Caleb Muntz, keep an eye on him. The number 10. Riser 018. Do I like league or union more? Honestly, whoa. Okay, that's my dog going ballistic about something. It honestly really depends. Like, better see what that was, actually. No idea what that was. Do I like league or union more? So I preferred plain rugby union. I probably prefer the NRL to Super Rugby. But if there's a rugby international on, especially a good game like the All Blacks are playing or something, then hands down, I'm always watching that over the NRL. So I enjoy both in different ways, of course. I've played both over my time. Enjoyed both. So yes, it really depends. Yeah, definitely. I think that's the way to explain it. NRL over Super Rugby, but international rugby over NRL any day of the week. And everything over Aussie rules. Sorry, AFL supporters. One of the biggest AFL supporters, of course, is my co-host. I mean, not my co-host right now. She's not here today. But I mean my off-times co-host. People out there that have never joined us before going, co-host? The guy's mental. As the Fijian Drua now, the home side. Out onto the field, met with a chorus of cheers, as you would expect. Good-looking side. Caleb Muntz there at number 10. Definitely keeping an eye on him. I thought about putting him in my Super Rugby fantasy team, but I ended up going with Bowden Barrett instead. I probably made the right call, right? Dylan, ahoy, mate. You've got the Brumbies in a multi. Oh, well, I hope the Brumbies can win for you. I've tipped the Fijian Drua, so you've left me kind of torn here. Iosifo Masi, the number 13. He's in my fantasy squad. So I'm hoping he can bag a couple of tries. You put all sorts of sports in your multi. That's the way to do it, isn't it? I mean, if you want to win some really big money, I mean, that's the way to do it. And the Fijian Drua now lay down the challenge. The traditional war dance, I guess. I don't want to be offensive by calling it that. Let's just say they're laying down the challenge. You're flicking between KO and Stan. Remember when KO Sports used to have everything? KO Sports used to have it all, and it used to be cheaper. Lockie Mack, ahoy mates. Yes, we are doing the Indigenous versus Maori All-Star game tonight. After some sneaky pre-drinking for the Super Rugby. The challenge has been laid down. The Fijian Drua, they are up for this. Bring on a fantastic match. I think the Maori win 13 plus as well. I was looking through the squads, and it's a very strong-looking Maori side. Take nothing away from the Indigenous All-Stars, but that is a stacked Maori All-Stars team. Moments away from kickoff here. Good to go. Yes, we are. Ask the referee. And can we see another blockbuster game? As I said, this was my smoky for match of the round. Should be a good one. And the Drua take the kickoff. One of the Brumbies was flying through there and made a good hit. Well, they've knocked on in the first ruck. Have the Fijian Drua. And that is not the best start. Scrum down for the Brumbies on the attack inside the 22. And it sets a pretty poor lead in. Knocking the ball on in the first ruck. $15 meters out now from the try line, and the Brumbies can set an attacking scrum. They've got the advantage in the pack weight. That, of course, doesn't mean a whole lot. It certainly helps, though. Scrum collapses, and we have a reset. A big opportunity for the Brumbies early. And, I know it's only early, but I might have made a big mistake. They crouch, bind, and the scrum sets. It's a big shove from the Brumbies. Monstrous shove. Penalty advantage incoming, surely. The ball spills out, and the referee does give the penalty advantage at last. That was a huge scrum for the Brumbies. They're on top early, going on the attack. Hooper crawls forward, 5 meters out. Cutout pass over in front of the post for Anderson. Still driven forward by his teammates. It wasn't quite a rolling maul, but... And the huge cutout pass, the Harbour Bridge ball, goes over the top of everybody and over the sideline. But we come back for a penalty. It was a penalty advantage, of course. And they'll put this into the corner, will they? Yes, they will. It seems to be the order of 2025 Super Rugby. Knock back the opportunity of points early, put it into the corner, and Lolosio makes no mistake with his touch finder. A 5-meter line out for the Brumbies. Oh, this has been a poor start for the Drua. Throw goes to the middle of the lineout, uncontested, and the rolling maul is set. And much like the previous scrum, the Brumbies are just driving straight over the top here, and this will be hard to stop. Driving forward. That's once. They're going to have to bring it out now. Fiji. The Brumbies have it at the back. They crawl towards the line, and they crawl over and score the opening try. Well, they were told to use it. They had to use it. They did. 3 minutes into the game, and the Brumbies lead 5-0. Oh, it's been a poor start for the Fijian Drua. Billy Pollard, the try scorer. A simple line-out win, and the rolling maul, that was set. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't just barge straight over, and it actually stalled in the first place. Well, it's been a dream start for the Brumbies. Not so for the Drua, knocking on in the first ruck. Lolosio with the conversion attempt. He's on target. And it holds its line. 7-0. The Brumbies. 4 minutes gone. I mean, they couldn't have asked for a better start. It's unfortunate for those of us who decided to tip the Drua, but hey, long way to go in this one. Plenty of time left for a fight back. But a dream start there for the Brumbies. Drua get us back underway, and it's well taken by Hooper. Brumbies in possession. Told to use it. Lonergan, box kick clearance. Lots of height, not a lot of distance. It'll land on halfway. Contestable in the air, and the Brumbies tap it back. It's very, very scrappy, and the Drua plays some sevens rugby and creates some space. Stepping back in field, the big number 11, Karawaivu. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And now they've got numbers to burn on the left as they spread it wide again. Edge-to-edge stuff here for the Drua. But the Brumbies defense slides across, shuts down any threat. Well, they've signaled their intent. Now that they've actually held onto the ball for a few phases, they've signaled their intent. The pick and go catches the Brumbies napping around the ruck. They're inside the Brumbies half now, 40 out from the line. And a big charging run from Kanakavata. Caleb Muntz, the short pass off the hip. Still 40 out from the line, not making a whole lot of progress. Crossfield kick. Straight into the waiting arms of the Brumbies. Lolosio pops it off for Sapsford. And they just ran out of ideas there, Fiji. The Fijian Drua, I should say. They just ran out of ideas. They gave it their best shot. But the Brumbies defense doesn't break. Clearing kick now inside the Drua 22. And the clearing kick in return, just outside the 22. No distance on that whatsoever from Rabitu. And it's a big net gain here for the Brumbies. JYD, ahoy, mate. Seven minutes gone. The Brumbies leading 7-0. And an attacking line-out throw just outside the Drua 22. Wrap around there for Billy Pollard, the first try scorer. And the Brumbies have it now in midfield. Huge contact, forces the ball loose. And there's a mistake in midfield. Billy Pollard scored the first try for the Brumbies, JYD. The Drua knocked the ball on from the kickoff. Ball was kicked off, went into the first ruck, spilt forward. Dominant scrum for the Brumbies. Won themselves a penalty. Lolosio put it into the corner, 5 metres out. A rolling maul, straight over the top. And yes, it was Billy Pollard. Who had Billy Pollard as first try scorer? That would have paid out quite well. It could be a long old day at scrum time for the Drua. Free kick. Well, that's a big let off. And now Caleb Muntz clears up over halfway. And that is a good kick. The Brumbies go quickly. Muirhead at the back. Returns the kick. Taken inside the 22 on the full. Doesn't call the mark. He's got an eternity, that's why. And Muntz sends it down to the Brumbies 22. And, oh, that must have been close to a forward pass. Oh, no, the kick has been taken out after the kick. And this will be big trouble if the referee decides. Knock on by the Brumbies. Well, it seems like they've got away with this one, the Drua. Leo Francis Royker. Ahoy, mate. I had tipped the Drua to win this one in a close one. Got to say, they're having a hard time getting into their work. Lolosio has surely been taken out there after the kick. Rotu Solia. Rotu Solia. Dropped the shoulder in after the kick. Very, very lucky to get away with that, I've got to say. Solid scrum this time for the Drua. And a big charge in midfield from Natave. Brumbies counter ruck is good, though. And they come away with the ball. The kick is charged down. And spilt in the back line. And we'll have another scrum. 9 minutes 50 gone. 7-0 to the Brumbies. Good turnover from the Brumbies, that was. But yeah, they're going straight for the box kick. Lonergan has it charged down. And they drop the loose ball. Very impressed by this crowd, I've got to say. The Fijian Drua. Big turnout here. As the scrum sets. Caravoli feeds. It's a big push again from the Brumbies. And oh no, Caleb Muntz has dropped it at first receiver. Took his eyes off the ball, got himself one step ahead, and then he forgot to hold the ball. Bruiser Cruiser says, let's go, mighty Brumbies. Well, the Fijian Drua, they are the cause of their own demise at the moment. Some simple handling errors. That is, quite frankly, an unbelievable drop pass. Caleb Muntz, a quality fly half. Just getting a step ahead of himself, basically, is what happened there. Took his eyes off the prize. Comes up with the mistake. So as they get ready to set this scrum down, I can let you know I'm working on the new screen layout for YouTube. I tried to rush it together and have it ready for this game, but of course, it's better to not rush. Better to take your time and make sure you do these things properly. So that'll be coming up soon. As we've got an injury stoppage. There's a big boy. That's what I love about rugby. There's still a place for the big boys. Bottawaka there. I have to stop doing that for a little while, Bruiser Cruiser. We got a we got a takedown notice. Well, a takedown warning. So I've got to lay low for a little bit on Discord. You lay low for a little bit, they forget about you. And then you can go again. Nice set piece play here for the Brumbies, and it's created an overlap for Corey Toole. But the sliding defense of the Drua shuts him down inside the 22. And now the Brumbies come up with a simple dropped ball. One out from the ruck. Well, you kind of expect this, I suppose. First game. The first game Blues. Simple handling errors from both teams. Tuolima. Again, just like months before, taking his eyes off the ball. NRL Super King, ahoy. I expect the handling to improve as the game goes along, Dylan. You would hope so anyway, right? But first game out, first proper hit out for both sides. We saw a lot of drop ball in the previous games as well. The Waratahs, the Crusaders and the Hurricanes took a little bit to get going. Crusaders especially. Lots of mistakes early on. Rock my balls, ahoy! Breaking off the back of the scrum, the Drua. Kanakavata. And now Rotasolia outside their own 22, just setting up the clearing kick for months. Taken back inside the 22, so he can't put this out on the full, but he has, and there's another mistake from Caleb Muntz. Well, I tell you what, I talked at the top of the stream about how I almost put Caleb Muntz in my fantasy rugby team, but I ended up going with Beauden Barrett. I'm very glad that I've gone with Beauden Barrett now, because Caleb Muntz would be in the negatives. Dylan, thank you very much for the roses. Cheers, mate. And speaking of our Super Rugby tipping and fantasy, if you head to wastedsports.com.au/games, you can find links for all our fantasy and tipping competitions in season 2025. Free to join, completely free to participate in. Just a little bit of fun, a little bit of extra banter for the chat room. As the Brumbies come up with another dropped ball. Oh, boy. wastedsports.com.au/games. Carvey Bar, ahoy, mate. Dylan's asking, do you know the New Zealand League NPC with the local teams? The Rugby League. I don't. Penalty here at scrum time for the Drua. That's a reliever. pulling down the scrum. And that's a nice touch finder up towards the halfway mark. It looks like a Timu version of Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Drua go to the middle of the line out, securing their own ball. And now Kanakavata in midfield. Short pass off the hip and breaking straight through. Where's the support? There's the support inside from Kuravoli. And the Drua hit back. A try under the post. Simeone Kuravoli. 7 points to 5. And surely a conversion from right in front. And they've hit back. Oh, it was a beautiful break from Ekanivir, I think it was. Went straight through the line. A clean break. There it is. Short pass off the hip and straight through goes Ekanivir. Beautiful run. Dylan says, no, the rugby union. Yes, I know the rugby union, NPC. Conversion successful, and we are all locked up at 7 apiece. The Drua have hit back. "17 minutes gone. 7 points apiece. Come on, scoreboard update. It'll get there. Bit early for a beer, you reckon? Hey, 5 o'clock somewhere. Straight through the hands from the restart. Muntz cleans up the loose pill. And the Drua in possession. Setting up one more ruck before the box kick clearance. Into touch, about 40 metres out from their own line. 10 short of halfway, that would be, obviously. And the Brumbies will have the line-out throw. Still inside the Drua half. Oh, I see. You mean it's a bit early for you. I thought you were saying to me. It's a bit early. Brumbies have had some joy down this right-hand side. That's where they attack again. And again, they've created space. The pass floated infield. Brumbies dive on the loose ball, but spill it forward. And the Drua will have the scrum feed. About 10 metres from their own line. A defensive scrum incoming. The Drua starting to look a lot more settled, but this right-hand edge starting to become a concern. Lots of space out there for Corey Toole. Maybe I'll start calling him Timmy O'Toole. Oh, the TMO's got involved. Well, come on. This is just pedantic. This is utter pedanticness. They're coming back to have a look at this. Now, let's have a look. They're suggesting that it's a late and dangerous tackle. Well, he has backdropped him, in fairness. He has kind of backdropped him, WWE style. Well, this could be a red card, and this could destroy the game. It'll certainly be a yellow. I would hope that they don't upgrade that to a red. Rabitu is in big trouble here, and he's going to have a sit down in the naughty chair. Well, that could be game-changing. The Drua are about to be down a man for 10 minutes at least. Oh, dear. Yellow card incoming. There it is. It's been made official. Isakeli Rabitu. I'll spit it out eventually. JJ says, not the naughty chair. We've seen a lot of the naughty chair in the couple of games. Scott Barrett got sent yesterday, Scotty Barrett. And somebody else from the Crusaders had to sit down as well. As the Brumbies, no thought of taking the 3. Again, they put it into the corner, and it seems to be the style of 2025. Knocking back the shot at posts and putting it into the corner. Throw goes to the middle of the line out. Here comes the rolling maul. They had success with this last time. And it's pretty well set. Not a lot of numbers committed from either side. Told to use it now. And they've got numbers to burn out to the left. And the wraparound has created even more. And that is a piss-easy try. Cruising into the corner. Ollie Sapsford. I mean, they already had a 3-on-1 overlap, but the wraparound in midfield created a 4-on-1. And that was just way too simple. 2 players drifting across behind the ruck ball. And that was just way too easy. Paddy Hearn, ahoy mates, of course I remember. Now you're here for the Union. Nice. Welcome along. Oh, 12 points to 7. The Brumbies just scored the try. Ollie Sapsford it was who scored, I'm pretty sure. Lolosio from the sideline, the favoured side for a right-footed kicker, and he doesn't bring it around. And it remains 12 points to 7. Missed conversion. The Fijian Drua down a man for the next 10 minutes. And they give up the try easy as you like, pretty much on the first play. Since Rabitu had to sit down. And they're having a drinks break. Very, very hot over there, apparently. Paddy Hearn says, no, come on, Fiji. Plenty of time left. They fought back once already, but, geez, it's going to be a rough 8 minutes. 8 minutes left with a man in the bin. The missed conversion could be very, very good. Let's see. Super Rugby Fantasy. Oh, excuse me. Super Rugby Fantasy. Let's see how my team's doing. See if we've got any updates while there's this drinks break. And the Waste to Water Sports League, Henley 21 has joined and DJ Shack has joined. So thank you very much there for joining in our Super Rugby Fantasy. Not a whole lot of points in this game. I don't have any Brumbies in my team, and I do have just the one. And they've created the overlap again. That wraparound play for the Brumbies has created the numbers, and they're into space again. Charging up to shut it down quickly this time, Kuravoli. Penalty advantage now for the Brumbies. Oh, this is going to be a rough period of time. with the man down, advantage over after that big kick. And Caleb Muntz at the back, filling in at fullback. Clears up towards halfway, but the Brumbies will still be on the attack. I mean, it's just such simple play. Wrapping around, following the ball across field and wrapping around the play. And then they're creating 2 extra men every single time. They've already got the one-man overlap, the advantage for the sin bin. And there they go again. Lolosio wrapping around the back, but they decide to drive forward this time. Rory Scott up to halfway. Backwards, says the referee, as the Brumbies lose possession there. And Fiji look to counter-ruck. It's no good, and now numbers to burn again. But can't get the arms free and get a clean pass away. It does set up for Corey Toole, though, in the end. Very scrappy play for the Brumbies here. And then over the top of this one, the Drua win the penalty for the turnover. Not releasing. And that was fantastic work. We saw that. The number 8, Kana Kavata, saw it a mile away. He was straight into that one. And that is a big turnover. And most importantly for the Fijian Drua, this just winds some time off the clock. Kill some time so that they can get back to a full complement of players. Caleb Muntz with the touch finder. Takes it inside the 22. Just. And this will be an opportunity. This would be a statement. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this would be a statement if the Drua could score a try with the man in the bin. Well, they go to the front of the line out and it's loose. The Brumbies come away with it. Poor execution, and now the Brumbies, a loose pass into midfield. The Drua slide across in defence and shut down the extra man, but beating tackles with ease. Deliberate knockdown, and this is going to be another yellow. Oh, they're going to be 2 men down now, the Drua. A deliberate knockdown here from Karawalivu. They're now consulting just how deliberate that was. The referees are now consulting. A deliberate knockdown's an automatic yellow card. And I'm afraid he knows it too. And the Drua are about to be down to 13 men. There it is. The yellow card's given. They've got 4 minutes. 4 minutes until Rabitu comes back on. It's 15 on 13. The Brumbies have already been creating 2-man overlaps with ease. Oh, they've got 4 minutes now until they get back to 14 players, where they've still been getting destroyed. There they are, a couple of mates hanging out on the naughty chairs. Like the kids getting detention. The Brumbies go down the short side, and they scoot away for an easy try. Lonergan scores in the corner, catches them napping from line-out time. Lonergan cuts back down the short side. And there's just too many numbers at the moment. The Brumbies scoring immediately on the first phase after a sin bin. They extend their lead. Ruslan Lee. Ahoy there, mate. Too much cover for the Drua. Ugh. Too much ill discipline. Too much ill discipline. God, sorry about that. From the sideline, Lolosio. He's had a couple of practices from out here. And he misses another one. 17 points to 7 it remains. Well, the Brumbies, these misconversions means that they're just failing to break away. The Drua stay in contact. AJWR, ahoy there, mates. $17 points to 7. Drua, get us back underway. 2 men in the sin bin. The Brumbies will have another 4 minutes with 15 on 13, and they immediately spread it wide for that 2-man overlap, and they make full use of it. Breaking away upfield. Hudson Crichton fires the pass back in field where it's been dropped by Lolosio. A knock-on and a huge let-off. The Drua get to kill some time here. They can take a couple of minutes to set this scrum, and they can get Rabitu back onto the field. They'll still be down a man. Ollie is the best. Ahoy, mate. Keelan says ahoy. Ahoy, Keelan. The Brumbies just lacked patience there. A 2-man advantage. They didn't need to overplay their hand like that. Scrum sets. 22 metres out from the Brumbies line. It's a big shove. Pressure on the Drua scrum. Rumbling upfield. Penalty advantage. Lolosio not rolling away. Just what they needed here, the Drua. Keeping the ball in close, in front of the posts. I mean, they don't have a backline at the moment. They've got their number 11 and their number 15 are in the sin bin, so they can't really do any expansive backline moves. Back they come for the penalty, and I'll tell you what, with 2 in the bin, right out in front on the 22-metre line, I'd be tempted to take the 3 here. Kill some time, get within a converted try, and they are doing just that. Smart decision, I say. Right out in front, 22 metres out, a gift 3-pointer. Make it 17 points to 10. Get one of your players back on the field. They're still going to be down a man for another 6 or 7 minutes. But at least they won't be down 2. Mataretti, how's the weather there? Here where I am, or there where the game is? There where the game is, it looks ridiculously hot. And a little damp as well, but I don't know if that's just the heat. It's Caleb Muntz. Oh, God, I thought he missed it. The touchies took an eternity to put the flags up. Penalty goal successful. And it is 17 points to 10. The Drua are still down 2 men. UFC, ahoy, mate. AB1, ahoy, buddy. Kuravoli with the box kick up over halfway. Drua chase hard. They are back to 14 men. And a big hit on Lolosio. He spills it. 4.5 minutes left in the sin bin for Karawalivu. Rabitu is back. It's 15 on 14. 4 minutes left in the bin. And Lolosio's had the dropsies the past couple of plays. 2 touches for 2 drops. And they can wipe out a little bit more time here, the Drua. UFC, all the upcoming streams are already listed out on the channel. Paddy Hearn, thank you very much for the rose. Cheers. Drua with the successful scrum win. Breaking down the short side. They're about 30 metres out. Muntz in midfield. Out to Tawaki. Through the hands now again. Muntz. Ekanuvea. Just creeping forward here, the Drua. Keeping it in tight. Winding down that clock. 3 minutes left in the sin bin. If they can survive this period, get even more points, then this will be a very good little passage of play. And the ball spills forward. We come back for a penalty. Now, do you take the points? Surely you do. I mean, to come out of a double sin bin period, 17 points to 13, would be absolutely massive. You surely take the points. They must take the points here. Wind down the... Yes. The captain points to the poles. Two minutes left in the bin for Karawalivu. Rabitu is back on, JJ. Yes, he's back off the naughty chair. Isakeli Rabitu. But still sitting there for a couple of minutes. Buate Karawalivu. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Probably not. Caleb Muntz, 33 metres out, just to the left of posts. Strikes it well. It's on target. It's over. 17 points to 13. And I tell you what, they will be quite happy coming out of this double sin binning period. 4 points behind. "34 minutes gone. 17-13. 1 minute, 6 seconds left in the sin bin. They have navigated this little period of play so well in the end. Brumbies get us back underway. Taken inside the 22. Drua ball. Another round. Hey. Loose out the back of the ruck. And a nice kick upfield. The crowd just went crazy over something. I wonder what happened. Brumbies set up a counter-attack down the short side. It's loose. Knock on by the Drua. Dylan reckons the Brumbies should be winning by more. They probably should be. That's a forward pass that's been allowed to play on. And he's passed it to the referee, the big goof. He thought the referee was the support runner. Oh, that's hilarious. And a lifting tackle in midfield. And the Drua counter-attack. Charging down the left-hand wing, but great legs tackle and into touch. Well, it was helter-skelter stuff. Well, the Brumbies made the break. And old mate, bursting down the left-hand touchline, fires the pass back in field to the referee. I've never seen anything like it. He thought the referee was his support runner. Brumbies go quickly from the line-out. And they've got space out on the left again, and they've spilt it this time. Ollie Sapsford. Well, he passed it to the referee in the last play, and now he's dropped it. It's helter-skelter stuff. Oh, the Drua. You thought they were away down the other end. A great tackle. The number 13 there for the Brumbies, Hudson Crichton. It must be something about the name Crichton, even though it's spelt differently. Hudson Crichton. Crichton's and centre. Just a match made in heaven. That was an amazing tackle. And the Drua are back to a full complement as the Brumbies spill this forward. And they've been led away with it again, the Brumbies. Not this time, though, as Lonergan drops it at the base of the ruck. Well, that was a little bit of justice there from the rugby gods. because they've got away with a forward pass and a knock-on now, the Brumbies. But they couldn't let that one slide. 17-13, 36 minutes gone. The Drua back to a full complement. As the ball dribbles into touch on the halfway line, or just short of. So still inside Drua territory, the Brumbies will have the line-out throw. Well, this game certainly picked up the excitement and intensity towards the back end of the first half, I've got to say. Brumbies spill the ball at the line-out time, and the Drua race away with it. And a big run from Tamani. Takes it inside Brumbies territory. Oh, they've got numbers out to the left. Can they get the ball out? Floats over the top, and they've got an overlap. And racing for the corner, the number 14, Longanamasi, scores in the corner. And the Fijian Drua, they've not only held their own during a double sin-binning period, they have now taken the lead for the first time in this contest. Honapate Longanamasi. Beautiful backline play. Somehow they created a major overlap. And they were celebrating that from about 15 or 20 metres out. They knew that he was going to have the pace to score. 18 points to 17, the kick to come. They had two in the sin bin. The Brumbies were creating four-man overlaps with ease. And somehow the Drua have held on, and they've come out the other end on top as Caleb Muntz now converts from out wide, and they extend their lead 20 points to 17. This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. What a fight back for the Fijian Drua. Oh boy, I need another drink. I'll tell you who needs an ice cold beer now after all this. Stephen Larkham. As the Brumbies get us back underway, Drua maintain possession. Kuravoli's got at the back, fires it out for Muntz. Muntz to clear. Slightly skews it off the side of the boot, but finds his touch just shy of the halfway line. Stephen Larkham might need something a bit stronger, though. He might need a vodka straight. Brumbies throw it to the front of the line-out uncontested. Halftime approaches, 30 seconds to go. The Drua, can they hold on for 30 seconds more? Lonergan goes down the short side. Links up with Sapsford, but the defence wise to the blindside play on this occasion. Brumbies, 40 metres out. Set up the ruck ball. Back it goes for Lolosio for the crossfield kick. High inside the 22. Tapped back by the Brumbies and then lost forward. And the Drua come away with it. Brumbies counter ruck, but the Drua get there in numbers. And he's not called a knock-on again. This should be knock-on advantage to the Drua. Well, they've missed another Brumbies knock-on. Told to use it. Oh, they're happy to risk the play. Going through another ruck. For the love of God, just clear it into touch and take half time, boys. Time is up on the clock. And they're just setting up more ruck ball. This is dangerous stuff. Well, maybe the siren hasn't sounded. 41 minutes up on the game clock. But there's obviously been no indication that the half is over. There it is now. For some reason, There was a minute of injury time, and the clearing kick from Caleb Muntz into touch. And no surprise, the Fijian Drua race off the field with their heads held high. Not only did they navigate a period of, well, it was overlapping, so it wasn't quite 20 minutes, but they navigated a double sin bin period. There were 4 or 5 minutes they played 15 against 13. And for the Brumbies, it's missed conversions. Lolosio does not have his kicking boots on. And those missed conversions are the reason they're behind at the moment. JJ says, Larkham, that man had me stressing in the late 90s. He gave the All Blacks problems. He gave lots of teams problems. I still think, and this is a very controversial statement, but honestly, I still think that Larkham was and is a better fullback. If we recall, Stephen Larkham started at fullback. It was an experiment by, I'm pretty sure that it was Rod McQueen, one of the master coaches of the 90s. Pretty sure it was Rod McQueen that decided we'll give him a crack at fly half. Look, I still personally, he was clearly Australia's best fly half option. And I'm not trying to suggest for 1 second that he wasn't. I just personally think he was a much better fullback. But the Wallabies at the time just didn't have a lot of depth in the fly half position. So it certainly worked out for them. He certainly wasn't a traditional fly half. Yeah. I'm trying to say this in a way where I don't sound like, because I'm not meaning to. I'm trying to sound like I'm not pissing on the guy, because I'm not meaning to at all. He was a very good player. Just sharing an opinion. My opinion was he was a better fullback. If you were picking a world 15, you probably don't have him at fly half. That's what I'm saying. You definitely have him in the team. Probably coming off the bench. D-Funk, ahoy, mate. Larkham was the OG Dan Carter. Oh, Jesus. I don't think he was that good. But anyway, the real thing says we hung on to Gregan and Larkham for way too long. Well, Georgie Gregan, definitely. I think Larkham, Stephen Larkham, definitely chose the right time to step away. But definitely George Gregan hung around way too long. Was a shell of his former self in those later years, but that's to be expected. Matty Colkin asks, who do I reckon will coach the Wallabies? Oh, geez. It's funny because we were talking about the Welsh coaching job at the moment, and I suggested as a quick fix, not as a long-term thing, but as a quick fix. I'm sure that normally I'm not privy to Michael Checker's contract, but he's already put in his notice. Michael Checker has said this will be my last season, not doing it anymore over in the European club role that he's got. The name escapes me of the team that he's coaching at the moment, but he's basically said no more. Usually in club contracts, there's a get-out clause for a coach that says if an international job arises, we can get out, we can break this contract, because at the end of the day, coaching is all about international level. So I was saying, as a quick fix for Wales, get Michael Checker in. Because Michael Checker is not a good long-term coach, but for some reason, he seems to have the ability to just motivate and build a team in the short term. He's got that Ricky Stewart ability. Like Ricky Stewart has the ability to just make a team of nobodies feel like the entire world is against us, and builds that adversity and belief within his players. Michael Cheika can do that too. So I suggested maybe in the short term, Michael Cheika comes in and coaches Wales throughout the remainder of the Six Nations until they find somebody on a more long-term basis. Now, maybe the crazy thing is he's finishing up at the end of the year, Michael Cheika, the end of the season, and what's his face? The current Wallabies coach. How nice of me to remember his name. Who was doing a fantastic job, I thought. But anyway, I digress. Joe Schmidt. He's gone, nope, this is my last year. Maybe the planets are aligning for a return for Michael Cheika. I mean, Michael Cheika could still do the Welsh job in the short term and then come and take over the Wallabies next year. The problem with Cheika, though, I don't think he's a long-term coach. As I said, I think his best value is just jumping around from club to club, country to country, and just a short-term man manager. I really don't think he's a long-term coach. The Lions tour in Australia this year. Yes, indeed, they do. I'm looking forward to that one. I even said that Michael Cheika could be a smoky to take over the New South Wales Blues at one point there. It seems like every time a coaching question gets raised, I seem to answer with Michael Cheika, which is funny because I go for the Crusaders in Super Rugby, and I go for the All Blacks at international level. So I hated Michael Cheika. Every time he spoke in the media, I was like, give him one of these ones. But now I'm giving him jobs all over the bloody world. But anyway, I digress. Waste to Water Sports, halftime here. The Fijian Drua. An amazing fight back it's been for them. I thought, in all honesty, all was lost when they went through that double sin binning. 2 men in the bin. And they've come out the other end leading into the halftime break. And also dominating possession. 53% to 47%. Excuse me 1 second. Yeah, so what about Warren Gatland? Also a good choice. But here's the thing. Here's the thing for the Wallabies. There seems to be discontent, I suppose, from the higher-ups in Australian rugby when it comes to a New Zealand coach. They had Robbie Deans at one point there. I remember pretty much all of New Zealand was jealous. Oh, they got Robbie Deans. Why didn't we give Robbie Deans the gig? Of course, Graham Henry ended up going on and creating a legacy that carried on with Steve Hansen, didn't it? But still, the Wallabies had Robbie Deans. So do they go for another New Zealand coach? But then again, I don't know. There's an issue with Australian rugby at the moment that's deep-rooted, isn't there? Because when you think about it, it's not just rebellion against New Zealand coaches. Eddie Jones came in, and that didn't last long, did it? I think the issues with Australian rugby at the moment lie deeper than the nationality of the coaches, for sure. Matty Colkin says, how funny is it Graham Arnold is helping the Rabbitohs out, the ex-Socceroos coach? Is he really? I didn't know about this. Speaking of the Rabbitohs, holy hell. Has anybody seen the training photos of Latrell Mitchell? I tell you what, I made a statement and I got laughed at in the chat room. I made a statement that Uncle Wayne would bring the best out of Latrell Mitchell. And a certain amount of the chat room laughed at me. Oh, Latrell's done. He's a has-been. Ba, 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 ba. I said, Wayne Bennett will bring out the best in that man, and he will have a blockbuster of a season. Has anybody seen those training photos of Latrell looking like an absolute beast? He is trimmed down. He looks like he's etched out of granite. And Wayne Bennett is going to bring the best out of Cody Walker as well. I think Souths are going to have a big year. Ruslan Lee says, Dean's my favourite coach of the Crusaders. Oh, Robbie Deans. Robbie Deans, the ultimate of ultimate coaches. I mean, much love for Scotty Razor Robinson as well. And a very special shout out as well to Crusaders coach Todd Blackadder. Anyway, I digress. Shemanem, ahoy, mate. How crazy was that 1-0 Super League game? Mate, I was honoured to be part of it. I really was. I was so honoured to be part of it. What is this now? Okay, I've just got an alert on TikTok. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Oh, reason, alcohol, tobacco, and drugs. Ah, fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. I have been talking about beer a lot in this stream. Toddy Blackadder was a workhorse, yes, as a player, JJ. But I'm saying as a coach, I've got Todd Blackadder's autograph. Actually, I was talking in the last stream about my collection of autographs that I've got in the other room, and I've got Tana Rumunga and Jonah Lomu and Christian Cullen, Justin Marshall, Andrew Mertens. Oh, TikTok flag you for that. Yeah, TikTok's hardcore, man. Sometimes I forget that we stream on TikTok now as well. And, yeah, you've got to be a very good boy. You've got to be a very, very good boy. Shemanem asks, are you a green or a purple? UFC. UFC says, if I was a coach, I would just ban in-season drinking. Imagine how much more productive your team would be. Your team would rebel against you, UFC. The players would have you out the door so fast. I mean, you don't have to go overboard with it, you know? You can certainly put limits on it, but you can't ban it outright. Beers with the boys after the game is a tradition. I was going to say, JJ, for anyone who's ever played the game, that camaraderie in the sheds after the game, carton of beer, both teams get in on it. Second half underway, 20 points to 17. The Drua with the win. Box kick clearance up over halfway. Lost forward by the Brumbies. And the Drua have it on halfway. Scrum down for the Drua. Wasted Water Sports, Sheminem is live on YouTube, live on TikTok, live on Twitch, live on Facebook. I think I'm allowed to say the names. I mean, TikTok's already flagged the stream, so. Oh, it wasn't letting you say the names. Ah, fair enough. I thought you might have been trying to protect me because you thought maybe I wasn't allowed to say, but no, actually all the platforms are pretty cool with you cross-streaming these days as the Drua have space out to the right-hand edge. They can't quite get it out there, though, as the Brumbies shut it down on the halfway line. Drua up to halfway. Muntz, they race up quickly on the outside, and he has to go into contact. Brumbies in over the top of this, but that is sealing off. The Drua clear the ruck area, still in possession. I'm so impressed by their finish to the first half. Navigating that double sin bin period. Box kick clearance, a lot of height. Well, it's gone straight up. Literally no distance at all. And now it's been knocked on. Falls for the Brumbies. Pollard sends it on. And now space for Lolosio, who kicks over the top. And he kicks too far. And we come back for the knock on. Ah, well, it's a penalty. There you go. Well, do they take the 3 here, the Brumbies? Lolosio's still down after that kick. Sheminem, who are my league teams? Speaking of leagues, wastedsports.com.au/games, the official Wasted Water Sports website, where you will find links to join for free our official NRL and Super Rugby tipping and fantasy competitions for season 2025. I'm currently winning the Super Rugby tipping contest because I'm the only person in it at the moment. And I'm currently in second place on Super Rugby Fantasy. We've got 3 at the moment. But the NRL stuff does a lot better because there's been a lot more time to actually join. So that's wastedsports.com.au/games if you'd like to join for free our Super Rugby or NRL fantasy and tipping competitions for season 2025. The Brumbies go on the attack here, 5 meters out. A pick and go. A penalty advantage now for offside. The Brumbies, golden opportunity here. They go down the short side and spill the ball, so the penalty will be called. 5 meters out. Just to the left of the post. The tap and go. It's lost forward. Oh, what a goofball. Reese Van Neck takes the quick tap and tries to burrow over, but he drops the ball. JJ, Merch will be back. Merch will be back for the start of the NRL season. We're going to have T-shirts back. We're going to have proper T-shirts and stuff this year. See, last year we just did a bunch of fun stuff. The T-shirts were like catchphrases of the show and stuff, like "What a goof" and "More ass than class." But we're going to have actual Wasted Water Sports, more official, corporate-y looking. Well, not corporate-y, but more traditional, stylish looking. Just plain logo merchandise available this year as well. Clearing kick from Fijian Drua up over halfway. It was a great clearance. And the Brumbies, from hot on the attack, 5 meters out from the line, will be throwing this into the line out, 10 meters their own side of halfway. They secure the ball in the middle of the line out and out to midfield, where a huge hit's been put on Luke Reimer. But holds onto the ball back for Lolosio to clear. Not looking for distance. He puts height on it. And we've got time off for something. We got an injury concern here. We do. Somebody's down. One of the Brumbies is down. And the referee immediately called time off for that. And that suggests that something might need a closer look at. Yeah, Wasted Water Sports hoodie, hey, JJ? I like the sounds of that. Oh, that's just a huge hit. Oh, this one they're looking at. Okay, the number 2, the Canavir, in over the top. Oh, please don't give him another card. There was nothing in that. Some replacements roll out now for the Drua. Wasted Water Sports, of course, coming up after this game. The big clash, the grand final rematch, as the Blues take on the Chiefs. And then later tonight, we switch over to the Rugby League. The Indigenous All-Stars versus the Maori All-Stars. "46.5 minutes gone in the contest. And a scrum down. Also, it's well worth a mention, because I'm pretty terrible at self-promotion, as I've noticed. But it's also worth a mention that Wasted Water Sports has official channel membership on YouTube. So there'll be a cheeky little join button somewhere there on the channel page where you can join for, it's like $1 a month is the lowest tier. And you get exclusive access to content, live streams, Q&As, all that sort of thing, for a little extra channel support for those who might like to throw down. Penalty here to the Brumbies. And of course, if you're enjoying the stream, always appreciate it if one likes and subscribes. As I always say, not expected, but very much appreciated. As the Brumbies look to the corner again. No thought of the 3. Well, it's out kind of wide, and Lolosio's not exactly been kicking well tonight, so probably a fair call. Lolosio with the touch finder. They're about 10 metres out from the line here. Brumbies throw to the middle, uncontested. The rolling maul is set. The Drua. Oh, JJ. Well, look at that. See, people always get up me and say, you've got to promote yourself more, bro. The one time I remember to do it, and JJ is straight in there from the stands. Cheers, mate. Very much appreciate it. Well, I guess there might be some truth to that feedback that people have been giving me. You got to self-promote yourself. Even D-Funk was getting into me the other night because he's like, man, just play ads. Play ads when you have a break. No one's going to care. I'm like, yeah, but I feel bad throwing ads in people's faces. Just do it, bro. Brumbies on the attack inside the 22. Planning it back. This is about their 6th or 7th phase. 6 phases it is. Lonergan's got it at the back. Brumbies have it in midfield, creeping forward. 10 metres out. Down the short side. Pollard goes on a charging run. A metre short of the line. Lonergan scoops it up. The pick and go. I hear you, D-Funk. Try is awarded as the Brumbies charge over. Pulls out a wedgie as he gets up and celebrates. Reese Van Neck. And the Brumbies retake the lead. $22-20. They go ahead. Oh, I feel like we've got game on. This one could go down to the final minute as well. Lolosio. He's left a lot of points out there tonight. And this one just stays inside the near upright. Conversion successful. And the Brumbies lead 24-20. $50 minutes gone. This is going to be one of those games. Well, I did say at the top of the stream, this was my smoky for match of the rounds, which was a pretty brazen call. I'd say that the Waratahs Highlanders have gone a long way towards securing that. Brumbies have lost this backwards, says the referee. Well, they got away with another one. Brumbies have it inside their own 22, setting up the clearing kick. Box kick. Up towards the halfway line. Well, actually nowhere near it. Not a lot of distance at all. And the Drua will have the line-out throw. $51.5 gone. Substitutes roll out now for the Brumbies. Lachlan Lonergan and Linton Lely. Yeah, UFC, I'm working on the new screen layout. I tried to rush it and have it ready for this game, but as time progressed, I realized it's better as the Drua spill this one forward and we'll have another scrum down. Execution lacking here for the Drua. So basically, long story short, I don't want to go over it all over again for people that I communicated this with yesterday, but the this beside me here, this will be going. This will be disappearing because I don't think it really. It's been a staple of the screen layout for the past couple of years, but I don't think it really adds anything anymore. So we're going to do away with that. I'm talking about what's happening in the game anyway, so you don't need all that there. We're going to move me over into the center, and we're going to have, if not the full team list, it might be a bit hard to get the full team list there, but at the very least, we'll get like more worthy stats, try scorers, and point scorers, for example. So yes, I am working on the new screen layout as we speak. The kick through, in behind the defensive line, rolls into touch inside the 22. And this will be a defensive line-out throw, 5 meters out for the Drua. "53 minutes gone, 24-20. Changing panels like the McDonald's menus. Well, I suppose I could. We could cycle through different things like all the different statistics, the point scorers. Drua come away with the ball. And the ruck is set inside their own 22. Months slow to clear. Pressure on the kick. Finds touch, 10 short of the halfway line. Eugene says, looks like a close game, but waiting on Chiefs versus the Blues. Hell yeah. Brumbies throw to the front of the line out. Leading by 4, and they have possession here in midfield. Wraparound play has worked out well for them tonight, but a great tackle. The Drua, number 14. And now the counter ruck is good. And the Drua come away with the ball. And they're lined up here to the right. Can they get the ball out? That's exactly where they go. Now a simple draw and pass is needed. Puts the goose step on and goes straight through on his own. Kanakavata. And now support out wide. Diving over in the corner is Vuate Karawalivu. And the Fijian Drua, well, we called it. We said they're lined up to the right. Can they get the ball out there? By God, they did. And they have blitzed the Brumbies down that right-hand edge. Simple draw and pass. They made it a little bit more difficult than it needed to be at the end of the day. But flying over in the corner, well, he had time to run around and get that a little closer. That's my only criticism of that play. He had plenty of time to run this around closer to the posts. But that is a small criticism for a big play. The Drua reclaim the lead. (25-24). Conversion to come. Munce from the sideline. Oh, it's off the upright and bounces away. Caleb Munce. It was so close. Tamawana Jones says, you think with the Rebels gone, the other Aussies teams are looking much better. No. Not really. I mean, the Waratahs were pretty lucky to get away with a win last night against the baby Highlanders. Brumbies are getting pushed right to the very limit. No offense to the Fijian Drua at all. They've got a solid team. But the Brumbies have lost to the Fijian Drua before, so I'm suggesting they don't look any stronger. Well, I mean, to be perfectly honest, Australian rugby couldn't justify that extra team anyway, so I suppose all the players overall that are now missing from one less team are essentially bench players anyway, aren't they, in fairness? That might be a little bit harsh, but Brumbies throw to the line out. Drua look to disrupt, but the Brumbies still have it. Sean Hewitt, ahoy, mates. The grand final rematch coming up next. Blues versus the Chiefs, and it's been spilt by the Brumbies at the base of the ruck. A big let off here for the Drua. And they're having a water break. Their water break is my piss break. Be right back. The Red Knight 47, ahoy, mate. Some sort of medical issue at the Rabbitohs Manly game. Hang on, let me put the footy up on the other screen. Let's see what's going on over in NRL trial lands. Eugene says the Reds are the team to watch out for. My team, the Chiefs, haven't won against them in 3 straight games. And I'll tell you what, the Reds are my Australian team. On the rare occasion that I support. But I would not support the Reds over the Crusaders. But if it's the Reds versus the Brumbies, I'll go for the Reds. Penalty at scrum time here for the Drua. Reds versus the Highlanders. I probably want the Highlanders to win, but I wouldn't be upset if the Reds won. Reds versus the Crusaders. Crusaders. Reds versus the Blues. Don't care. Reds versus the Chiefs. Chiefs. Penalty kick takes it inside the Brumbies 22. Can the Drua extend their lead here? 58 minutes gone, leading by 1 point. They secure the line-out ball. That's the first job done. Muntz with a flat pass in midfield. The ruck is set in front of the post, 22 out. Creeping forward. Ever closer to the goal line. Dylan says the multi's not looking good, and they've spilt the ball now, the Drua. It spills out of the ruck, and the Brumbies clear up towards halfway. wastedsports.com.au/games. Or you can just go to wastedsports.com.au, our official website. And there's a link there in the menu for fantasy and tipping. Completely free to join if you would like to come and join us for season 2025. We've got leagues set up for NRL and Super Rugby, tipping and fantasy. The Super Rugby, of course, has already started, but it's not too late to join. It just means you start from a game or two behind. But the NRL, that'll be a fresh start. wastedsports.com.au/games. Free fantasy and tipping leagues for 2025. Brumbies in over the top of this ball, secure the turnover. Fantastic work there. And now they've dropped the ball. The Drua come away with it. It was a short advantage played. And now the crossfield kick. A beautiful bounce, but it's been knocked on by the Drua. Handling is starting to escape both teams once again. (25-20) 17 handling errors from the Brumbies. My God. Jeez. I just went as wide-eyed as a guinea pig with a carrot. 17 handling errors for the Brumbies, 5 to the Drua. Holy hell. Well, you can't win a game of rugby with that many errors, so this is making sense. Scrum down now, Brumbies feed. They secure the ball and immediately release it to nobody in midfield, and the Drua will race away and score under the posts. Scooping up the loose pass. Karawalivu scores under the bar. And the Drua lead 30-24. The kick to come from right in front. Against the runner play, a big mistake from the Brumbies. They have quite literally just thrown it away there. They secured the ball at scrum time, but the pass forced out the back, and it bounces up perfectly for the Drua. Diving in under the sticks. Oh, the multi is in. Big threat now, Dylan. Big threat. Muntz from right in front pops the conversion over. It is 32 points to 24. An 8-point lead here for the Drua. .61.5 minutes gone. And leaving the field now. Oh, that's my boy. Sefo Marcy. Part of my fantasy squad. Well, I'm going to have to transfer him out, I think, for next week. Brumbies get us back underway. Flying through on this, but missing the tackle was Harrison Goddard there, I think, the number 21. Like a bloody greyhound. He went flying out there in front of everybody, but couldn't come up with a tackle. JYD, ahoy mate, penalty to the Drua. They tap and go quickly, catching the Brumbies napping and spill the ball in contact. Punches the ground in frustration there, Lamani. As the Brumbies counter-attack, kick in behind is going to land 5 meters out. A defensive line-out throw here for the Drua. JJ says, I always thought the Brumbies were top-tier ARU players. What's up with their errors? No, not so much anymore. Like, if you look through the Brumbies team sheet as the Drua go over the back, it's been lost forward by the Brumbies at line-out time. Knock-on advantage. Told to use it. Lamani's got it at the back. Oh, no, that's Natave with the clearing kick. They find touch on the 40-meter line, their own side of halfway. Oh, it was Lamani. I thought so. There you go. Brumbies with the throw. But no, what I was going to say, if you look through the Brumbies team sheet, I mean, Lolosio plays for the Wallabies. Outside of that, that's nobody else leaps out to me as a Wallabies player. As they spill the ball now, the Brumbies. Oh, yeah, Valentini when he's fit and playing, but there's no Valentini tonight. He's out injured, of course. So, yeah, that's a good call. But the current... So if we ignore Valentini because he's out injured, the current team that's out there right now, Lolosio really is the only one. I mean, look at the Brumbies team sheet. I'll run through the team list, and you guys tell me if any of the names leap out as a Wallabies player. Blake Shop, Billy Pollard, Potowaker, Lachlan Shaw, Tom Hooper, Tali Tualima, Luke Rima, Rory Scott, Ryan Lonergan, Noah Lolosio, Corey Toole, Austin Anderson, Hudson Crichton, Ollie Sapsford, Andy Muirhead. All the Wallabies play for the Reds and the Waratahs at the moment, don't they? Penalty to the Drua at scrum time, and they clear inside the 22, trying to save it from going into touch, but ultimately spilling it forward. It was a good effort over there by one of the Brumbies wingers. That would be Corey Toole, I think, over there. Drua, line out throw inside the Brumbies 22. They go over the top on purpose. Purposely over the top. And, oh, the Brumbies are in over the top of this for the turnover. Penalty to the Brumbies, holding on. DJ Shaq. Ahoy, mate. Oh, DJ Shaq. Horrible news in Fantasyland. My boy, Sefu Masi, off injured. He was my only points earner for this game. Devastating news. Brumbies, sloppy line out, and the Drua come down with it. Oh, they're starting to look more and more secure here. The Drua inside the 22 now. Oh, another penalty to the Brumbies inside the 22. Another penalty. Oh, who we got here? Hello? Oh, cool. Thanks, mate. Yeah, that's all good to just leave it outside. Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, I'm working at the moment, so yeah, outside's all good. I'll pop out in a few minutes. Okay, thanks, mate. Rolling maul is set up towards the halfway line. They go. The Brumbies. They've got good shape on this. Goddard's got it at the back, but spills it. Penalty. 8 points the difference. 13 to go. Changing the bind at maul time. That is the call. Lolosio can put this into touch. Deep inside the 22. Oh, very deep inside the 22. That's a hell of a kick. And a 5-meter line-out throw. Don't think for 1 second that this is over yet. Five-meter line-out throw. And the rolling maul. That's what's coming next, DJ Shaq. The rolling maul in full force. Brumbies go to the back, uncontested. And the rolling maul is set. They've got numbers advantage here, and it's well and truly primed. Going sideways, though. And the Drua have defended this very well. The pick and go for the corner. And the try is scored. The try is scored. Luke Raimo. 32-29. We have got another one going down to the wire. $32-29. Conversion attempt from the sideline. Declan Meredith. And he's missed it. 32-29 it remains. Hooks it off to the left. 32-29. 69 minutes gone. Well, it's going down to the wire. This will be a big 10 minutes. I did say at the top of the stream, if we recall, this was my smoky for match of the round. Well, the Highlanders and the Waratahs put a hell of a performance in, and they might stake the claim to it, but the Brumbies have hit back. Just outside the 22, the box kick clearance. High in the air. Lost forward by the Drua, and charging onto it here, the Brumbies on halfway. The momentum has turned. The tide has spilt the ball now, the Brumbies. A double knock on, and the scrum will go down. And while we wait for this scrum, I can pop outside and grab my delivery. Give the bro 5 stars, says JJ. Very, very scrappy scrum. 71 minutes gone. 32-29. Can they hold on here, the Drua? Well, can they do more than hold on? Can they extend? Time off here for the injury stoppage. Waste of Water Sports, live on YouTube, live on TikTok, live on Facebook, live on Twitch. The grand final rematch coming up after this, the Blues versus the Chiefs. My Super Rugby fantasy side is stacked with booze. Probably is stacked with booze. My fantasy squad is stacked with Blues players. But my heart probably lies with the Chiefs. I've tipped the Blues as well to back up the fact that they are stacked in my fantasy squad, but I certainly wouldn't be upset with the Chiefs' victory. I should crack out my Chiefs jersey for the game. Although I do think that content creators, actually, I'll keep that opinion to myself. Defunk says Blues usually start the season well. Chiefs finish it stronger. Yeah, I am leaning towards the Blues today. Not specifically for that reason, but because I don't really know. Loose ball here for the Brumbies and the Drua. Dive on it again. Opportunity knocking now down this right-hand side. Big defense from the Brumbies. That was a massive hit, and they counter ruck. Drive over the top of it. Hold to leave it now. It's still somehow there for the Drua. 7 minutes to go. Oh, do you feel like they've shut up shop a little bit here, the Drua, and are just trying to play too defensively? The Brumbies have gone up a gear. And they win the penalty. Well, is it kickable? Is this kickable for Declan Meredith? It's on halfway. Oh, they're going to put it into the corner. There wasn't even a consideration of taking this. I just feel like they've started to play way too defensively here, the Drua. There is still 7 minutes on the clock. That is an eternity in a game of rugby. And here comes the moment. That touch finder is 5 meters out from the line. The kick from halfway finds touch 5 out, and you know what's coming. We all know what's coming here. It happened last time. It happened in the first half. It's been happening all game. There is only one thing the Brumbies are doing here. It's the rolling maul, and here it comes. The Drua have a good defense set for it, though. It's crabbing across field. They've still got it at the back. That's once. Now, the Brumbies pile in, and the Drua get some more defenders in. Penalty advantage. Breaking away. The pick and go over the top to score. He's got a double. Luke Remo. Exactly the same. Well, not exactly the same play as last time, but the same result. The rolling maul collapses 1/2 meter out, and it's the pick and go from Luke Remo. I think I've been calling him Luke Remo all game. His name's Luke Remo. So there you go. Oh, and the Brumbies are ahead now, 34-32. Devastating here for the Drua, but we called it. They started to play too defensively. 7 minutes to go in the game is way too early to be shutting up shop. Conversion on target, and Declan Meredith puts it over. I don't know, DJ Shaq. His name's Reamer to me because he's just reamed me out of my tipping. Single-handedly scoring a double, and he's completely reamed me out of a perfect round. Brumbies in possession from the restart. Told to use it. The clearing kick. Box kick up over halfway. It's been allowed to bounce, and the Brumbies spill it forward. Well, that was lucky. They're behind by 4 points now, and they're still playing defensive. The Drua. Somebody get word down to them that they're behind. 3.5 minutes to play. Dear, oh dear. They have let this slip. Whoops. Oh. Cool. Found an extra drink. Injury stoppage here. Thank you for the kind words, Dylan. (36-32), the Brumbies. in the lead. 3.5 to play. And then we've got half an hour. And the Blues take on the Chiefs in the grand final rematch. Scrum down here, Drua feed. Can they steal this one? The scrum sets. Secure ball at the back. And they immediately spread it wide. To the right, a nice little wraparound play and the clearing kick into Brumbies territory. And it finds touch about 15. The Brumbies side of halfway. Wanted that to stay in the field, I'm sure of it. Brumbies will have the line-out throw. They've got to get up and compete. They've got to contest. The Drua. Trailing by 4. They shut up shop too early. That's what happened. They've got to get themselves back into it now. Brumbies, the line-out was attacked in the middle, but they do come down with it. Knock-on advantage. 2 minutes to go. Can the Brumbies just maintain possession? They know there's a scrum coming. That would kill off another 30 seconds. Drua, counter ruck. Knock on, no advantage. We come back for the scrum. That'll kill off some time here for the Brumbies. One minute remains. Four points the difference. Brumbies in the lead. How huge would a scrum penalty be here for the Fijian Drua? They get a big shove on, but the Brumbies secure it at the back and they release it immediately. Brumbies ball in midfield. In over the top of this, and that'll be the penalty, surely. Drua have got the ball. Oh, the penalty's gone to the Brumbies for diving in off their feet. Oh, that was the Drua's penalty. Surely. The referee's on drugs. Pinged for going off their feet, but oh, he was in over the top of that ball, surely. Meredith clears to touch. The Brumbies simply have to secure this line-out ball now. 10 seconds to go. And the Drua, it's safe to say, have butchered this. They went defensive too early. There was 7 minutes to go, and they completely shut up shop. They've got to attack this line out. The Brumbies go to the front and immediately run it over the sideline. And that is time. The Brumbies play it smart at the death. And the Fijian Drua, I'm afraid to say, with 7 minutes to go on the clock, leading by 3 points, they completely shut up shop. They played to not lose rather than playing to win. And for anybody who has followed sport for any length of time knows that that is danger. You can't do that. You have to play to win. You can't play to not lose. It will come back to bite you. And it came back and it bit them in the anus big time tonight. The Fijian Drua lose at the death. 36-32. The Brumbies get the win. A devastated Fijian Drua team. But they've got to use this as a learning experience. I mean, the lesson is there. Plain as day. The lesson is there. You can't shut up shop and play that defensively so far out from the end. 7 minutes is such a long time in a game of rugby. Well, they found out, didn't they? They found out. The Brumbies with the win. That man, Luke Reamer, absolutely reamed me tonight. Son of a bitch. Big win for the Brumbies, though. I was torn on this game. I had picked the Brumbies to win initially. I changed the tip. Right before kickoff, I changed the tip and went to the Drua. And to compound it, of course, my boy in fantasy, Sifo Masi, going off injured at the 60-minute mark, so I haven't even amassed points in my fantasy squad. Oh, well. Anyway, my captain's out in the next game. My captain, Bowden Barrett, will be running out in the next game. So that's where I'll get most of my points, I reckon. Double points, of course, for your captain in Super Rugby Fantasy. Speaking of which, wastedsports.com.au. I'll put it on the screen. wastedsports.com.au/games, or just go to wastedsports.com.au, our official website. And you'll find links there for our fantasy and tipping contest, our fantasy and tipping leagues in season 2025. They're completely free to join. They're all through the official Super Rugby and or NRL websites. So do feel free to come along. It's just for a bit of fun. It's a little bit of extra banter and good times in the chat room. The Super Rugby, of course, has already started. The NRL season has not started yet, so plenty of time. It's not too late to join either one of them. It's just if you do hop onto the Super Rugby stuff, you start a couple of games behind is all. But plenty of time. Big season. Plenty of time to catch up. Disappointment here for the Fijian Drua. They had the game in the palm of their hands, and they let it slide at the death. Playing too defensively with 7 minutes to go. I mean, that's my take on it. They shut up shop way too early. They needed to keep playing. The Blues versus the Chiefs coming up next, a grand final rematch. Should be a cracking contest. Very much looking forward to it. Wasted World of Sports, live on YouTube, live on TikTok, live on Facebook, live on Twitch. Thank you so much for your company. We'll be back very, very soon for the Blues versus the Chiefs. And then, of course, later tonight, we switch over to the Rugby League and the Indigenous All-Stars up against the Maori All-Stars. So plenty of action coming up here on the Wasted Water Sports. Still to come. Catch you soon. Until then, cheers. Half an hour, 30 minutes, about roughly 30 minutes. Blues versus Chiefs. And I've got to add JJ's name to the channel members list. All right. Thank you very much. Wasted World of Sports. Catch you soon.
Welcome to the Wasted World of Sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the pattern that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here jokes and tank pads last from the kickoff to the final whistles blow. We'll take the two and we're ready to go. We're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted road sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With the laugh and the cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques. Just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll raise a roll from sideline jokes to post-match tales. All the big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our steins. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporty crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, wasted world of sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer. Yeah!